Hello. So today we're going to be making some shrimp and pasta with olive oil. So I'm going to start with the olive oil in the pan, and you can see I'm using a lot. So a lot of the seasonings that I use in this recipe, it's going to seem like I'm using a lot of stuff, but it's going into 1 pound of pasta. So try and keep that in mind. We'll use some butter next. It's a whole stick of butter, and like I said, it seems like a lot, but it's really not because this goes into 1 pound of pasta. Now what I'm doing also is I'm getting the pasta boiling right now. That'll be the next thing. And I like Barilla. I like the thin spaghetti, but all I have is regular for this particular one, so that's what we're going to use. I always break the pasta in half when I put it into let it boil. Yes, Chewbacca spoon is back to help us cook today. Get everything going, get the heat up, nice good bubble there. Get that butter melted down. That's what I'm working on right now. Some salt, start off with some of that. And like I said, a good amount, we'll put that in, get that going. Next up will be some pepper. Salt and pepper are pretty much good with everything. Get a good amount of pepper in there. And this is the coarse ground pepper, like that kind. I get it from Sam's Club. Okay. Pasta going over there. Next will be some mushrooms. These are from a can, and I chopped them up so they're a little bit smaller. You get more mushrooms per bite of pasta once you mix it all together. So I like to do that. I like to cook these down pretty good first. Once I get them in the pan, they don't have to be cooked as much as raw mushrooms, but still want to cook them pretty good, let them get the good flavors in them. Tending to the pasta also in the background. All right. Granulated onion. So I didn't have any onion to chop up. You could use that. I'm using some granulated onion here. Now, I know I said I was using a lot, but I kind of really used a lot of granulated onion on this one. Some might say I went a little rogue on that one, but it still was fine in the dish, but it is a little more than I wanted to use there. And chopped onion could be used as well. I had some pepper strips, so these are frozen, and I'm putting them in the pan from frozen. You might not think you could do that, but you can. Yes, it cools everything down, but everything in the pan was pretty well cooked by now. So, cool it down a little bit, keep your pan hot. It comes at the temperature in no time. They're cut pretty small, and it really doesn't have an effect on the taste or anything, I don't think. But if you don't have them thawed, you can't put them in from frozen. Now we're back to regular cooking temperature, and we're going to give everything a good stir. All those flavors melded together. Now this is the last of a can of minced garlic that I had, so I used the juice as well. And you want to have, this is like a garlicky dish, so you want to have a good amount of garlic mixed in there. So that's what I did there. Now I try to put that in at the end. If you put that minced garlic in too early on in the recipe, it'll burn and be little brown bits. Here's the shrimp, the star of the show. These were really big ones that I got, and I cut them in half. So they had the shell on them, but I, obviously deshelled them. Put them in, I pushed them all down to try and get really good contact with the bottom of that pan. Now, I learned a long time ago now, you do not overcook the shrimp. Literally, these take 3 minutes maybe at the most to cook, and sometimes people overcook their shrimp and they're tough. But cooking them this way with just 3 minutes, right when they just change color, they're done. So in a minute here, I'm going to start flipping them over to get that other side going. And shortly after that, pretty much flip once. Shortly after that, they're going to be done. So you just have to, it's a little time consuming, one at a time. Bam, now they're all flipped. We're at a good boil there. Like I said, total time there was about, literally they're only cooking for 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to put my parsley on now. That always tastes better when you put it on right at the end. You don't really have to cook parsley in for a long time. So we'll get that stirred in right now. And then right after this, we're just about done here. So everything's cooked. The shrimp are done, even though it might not seem like you cooked them enough. They really don't need as much time as you think. And I turn the heat off now. And then I get it right off the heat. By this point, the pasta is pretty much done. Put that in this big stainless steel bowl that I got for nice, easy combining. You don't have to worry about anything spilling over the side or anything like that. And then I'll get my tongs here. I'll give it a good stir, you know, mix combine together, and that's pretty much it. So I'll get the tongs, get it all mixed together real nice and happy, all those flavors in that pasta. There you go. Try it, you will like it, guaranteed.